Alright, so today I'm going to be presenting the creative features that my partner and I decided to add into our project 2 for 61B. So to demonstrate these, we can just start a new game really quick. And right off the bat, you see these moving characters, and these things are monsters or enemies that the player is supposed to avoid. So we decided to implement this to give the player a little challenge as they're going through the dungeon. So as you can see in the bottom left, we have 3 health, and if you end up touching an enemy, you lose 1 health and you are brought back to the beginning of the map. So as you can see in the bottom left, we now have 2 health. Now another feature that we decided to implement was an inventory system. So as you can see in the bottom center of the screen, our inventory consists of 5 slots. And in the first slot, we have a slowing spell. The player always starts off with a slowing spell in the game. So to use it, we just press the number that corresponds with the item's position in the inventory. So if I want to use the slowing spell, I'll just press 1. And as you can see, it slows down the movement of the enemies. And we decided to implement 3 objects into the game: health potions, slowing spells, and armor. So you just saw what a slowing spell does. It slows the enemies down and makes it easier for the player to progress through the map. The health potion gives back 1 health to the player, and the armor object, as you see above, it makes the player invincible for a short period of time. So to collect an item, all the player has to do is walk over it, and as you can see, the armor was put into the first slot of my inventory. Now, we also decided to implement a sort of cheat system. So if the level is too hard, or if you're just trying to get through the end to test something, there's a cheat mode. And to enter this cheat mode, you just press E 3 times, and this freezes all the monsters on the map. So it makes it way easier for the player to progress through. And to get out of the cheat mode, you just press H 3 times, and the monsters are moving again. So if I want to use the health potion I just collected, I can press 3, and as you see, I just gained 1 more health. And if I want to use the armor, I'll just press 1, and as you can see, even though I'm touching the monster, I'm not dying. So now we reach the end of the level, and the objective of each level is to get to this yellow door at the end. And once the player gets to the end of the first level, they progress to the next level in the dungeon, which is another randomly generated map. And the number of levels is arbitrarily chosen, but once the player progresses through all the levels, they end up winning the entire game. And also, you can see that the player's inventory carries over from the previous level to the next one. So if the player collects certain items in the first level, and they progress to the second level, those items will stay with them throughout the course of the game. Now, if the player ends up losing all of their health, the game will end and the player will have to restart. So here's an example of that happening. So either we will restart for the player if they wait, or they can just press R, and then they're in a new game. Now I'll just give a quick run through and show you what happens when the player wins the game. Alright, so as you can see, we just reached the end screen, and not too much, but you end up beating the game once you progress through all the levels, which at this point is 4, and yeah, that's pretty much it.